None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it. So, if the charge against...
Right. Because they'll think they've...
Yeah. And it'll be all...
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Since this is a trial about this... You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence.
We'll help you, just like you helped...
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that it's our hope that...
See you then!
Faster?
Huh. According to Malou's info, this... Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the... Ah, you're right. Navia's probably...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge?
To be perfectly honest, however, I do. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of them. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No.
Alas, it would have... In that case, let me...
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she
I told you it couldn't be...
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the... But that was an exception,
Oh, please. Did you... We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, Who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Something's not... Something's not right. Let me think for a little while longer. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards. Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies. I think an attorney won't...
Very well.
I would like to take only through elucidate.
Navia, come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both... If that's enough to make me a suspect...
I think there's no point in getting into these...
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside. During the banquet, when the guests arrived at the scene, the guards' investigation did not recover any other. The suspect did not dispute this. Callus was defeated by Chen. These are the known facts about...
The one with the motor... after that, the Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should read... This assassin... Something's not right. Let me think for a little while. Something's not right. A pile of clothing was... but since... The testimony of the victim's family, however... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has...
What a great theory. It also...
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
But I think I agree with that.
Then, may I ask, 1, Do
If you don't.
I may not have the we should be able to, considering the serial
that makes sense to me.
Maybe she's scared.
Alternatively,
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had...
I've thought about this too. The dissolving power. My father could have exposed it for... At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with us. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the... But what good would that do? How had this opera? But by staying silent, I was able to become... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support, but since he entrusted his...
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're looking. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never...
Since that's your testimony,
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you...
Right? What she said was fat.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques, and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal to pain.
I won't try to refute. On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control?
I don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can. Alas, who won't feel at least a little? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your... Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that, in addition, I left... But the disappearance...
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb, but aren't you going again? He wished for you to become more, once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me, the people whose families were many people's image, and whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Quietly now.
Go!
Game's up. Time's over.
Water jet! The wind rises. Go!
Wheel of life.
Bombs away! Yeah! Yeah!
Busted.
Behold! You dare to gaze upon me?
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Opening box of Adeptitrix. Go.
Quietly now. Things are about to get tight.
Behold! Water jet!
Nice.
Gotcha. Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go. Wheel of life.
Yeah! Go!
Know your place.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Life goes on.
The wind rises.
Water jet!
Behold! Squall Fury! Bow your head!
Wipe out!
Game's up. Time's over.
Faster? Okay, faster. Now the path is clear! Let's go! Orders given. Orders received. Wheel of life.
Behold!
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey. I didn't factor this in. How was I so... Take it easy. goes on.
The wind rises. Wretched vermin!
But the truth is still unknown.
Bombs away!
Go.
Squall and fury. How amusing. That's far enough. Water jet! Go!
Wheel of life.
The wind rises. That's far enough. Behold, know your place. Go!
Go. Though, as expected, that's... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all this... If you dilute it with... Paimon will take note... Let's see what's written. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact... The old dog's a real man. He can act whenever... I concur. Let's send someone to kill... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so evil. What's this over here? Looks like some experiment number... The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary. How can someone write something that terrible? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's what... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! disappeared by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, in any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's... What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water, and all the boxes of things, these names. That means... Oh, this is... We've looked at almost everything here, and yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find... anything that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able... Sure thing. Paimon... You take that side, and Paimon will take the... Ugh. Nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's... Then... You found her diary! Let's see! Aw, it's just a normal... So many! A whole page's worth! But the final name she... Marcel! Wait, but... Marcel's... Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet!
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named... Oh. I was...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Venier. A promise. We made a promise. Venier. Venier! Please, Venier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Venier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the Oratrice will now... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! He's hurt so many Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now.
Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. the guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
What?
Hey! What's with this verdict?
Huh?
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearance?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is... Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can result...
My dearest citizens, don't tell me.
But the way she looked just now...
However, if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of everything he's done. Not to mention the danger he poses are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this—
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on. However, please be assured.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all,